Hello, good morning. This is Leona Fernandes, and today is the Friday morning session, which is the movement with breath. By now, you must have figured out that breath work is one of my favorite things to do. It's my go to self work, also technique, breath work. And today, I'm going to speak about and touch on some things which are deeply affected, especially because of the pandemic situation, and that is relationships. I've had people who have had or who have been together for so long that you would think that they are going to be growing all together, to the point that they will probably even exit the body at the same time. And that's how they used to speak, my friends. And suddenly, because of the pandemic situation, no idea what's happening, and so many fights, so much of discord in an otherwise loving, caring relationship. And for me, that's pretty sad because if we look at it, if we look at the very crux of why we do what we do, it is for relationships, it's for love, it is to build a loving, caring family. And if we don't have that, what is the point of the marathon race? So, today in my movement with breath series, I'm going to touch relationships. Saying that not all relationships have gone for the worse because of the pandemic. Please don't take me wrong. I also know friends who are so happy that the pandemic happened because they could spend time with their loved ones, especially see their children grow, spend time with their children. And that is big. So each one of us is being affected differently. Each one is dealing with a different aspect of our life. A friend of mine recently, when I was speaking to her, said something very interesting. She's like, not what is what was happening is now become big because of the pandemic situation. What was already there, what was inherently there. I'm not sure if I completely agree with this. What are your thoughts? Do leave your comments. For example, for people who already had a stressful relationship became more worse in the pandemic. That is what she was saying. Or she gave a very specific example about um, there's the there's a couple who doesn't want to have children, and now because of the pandemic, staying at home, being relaxed, and being in with the family has completely made the body ready to have a child. And then there's this couple who's not having a child, and now people are asking questions about what happened. And not that it's anyone's concern or it should be anyone's concern, but her point was that what was already there is becoming bigger, is becoming um, larger. It's coming in the focus because of the pandemic. As I said, I don't completely agree with this because of various reasons, which I will happily share. But do leave your comments with this question: that do you agree or not? Anyways, coming back to today's topic, which is the breathwork and relationships. Let's say today what we are doing is partner work with the breath. It's very interesting. I love this work and the benefits it does for the self and the relationship is amazing. Um, it's the same breath that we are going to do today that we have done in the last two Fridays, which is breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. You can breathe louder or breathe softly. And should you be doing the breath work for long and you find it difficult to breathe out through the mouth, breathe normally, breathe deeper, breathe longer and relaxed. Yeah. So the first one is what I've got one, two, three, four, five ways of breathing or five processes, as we call them, five techniques mm, in the breath work with the partner. Should you not be able to do it with your partner, or say even if you are separated long distance, you can even do it over a digital platform like Zoom or Teams or Google Meet, and it works still fine. I've seen this even with my clients who I've done who are separated because of the COVID situation and long distance, and they still do the breathing together over a WhatsApp video call also, and it's amazing. Should you not have a partner and you still want to do the breath work, then you can do the same techniques with yourself. The only time is when you have to partner with someone else and with your partner or with another person and look into the eyes part. You can do it sitting in front of the mirror. And you may even have a very surreal experience as you do this sitting in front of the mirror as you partner with yourself in the mirror. Okay, so the first one is very simple. You sit opposite each other. Just sit, you can sit on the chair or you can sit on the floor. I like sitting on the floor, cross legs, basically the yoga mat. So both of us are sitting on the yoga mat. So that's enough distance and that's enough. You can even sit closer, up to you. And you breathe. These are 7 to 12 breaths, is what you do to start with, and that is good. If you want to go longer, please do. So you have sit opposite each other and just breathe. Yeah. You don't have to look into the eyes because up to you, but should you look into the eyes, then it's perfect. So you take 7 breaths and you, or 12 breaths, so you can go as long as you want. That's the first one. The second one is so after you're finished with your 12 breaths, breathe normally instead of breathing in from the nose and breathing out from the mouth. Just breathe normally, like return to normal breath. Skip looking at each other. Take a few moments. Don't be in a hurry to just get up and go. Okay, now the second one is like a walk in nature. So choose a place which is very quiet to walk. It's movement. So you're walking and breathing, and you are walking side by side next to each other. And you do the breathing. So you breathe 7 to 12 breaths or even longer. I like longer. So do the breathing, 7 to 12 breaths. Observe. You'll be surprised how much you can observe as you start breathing. Suddenly, there's awareness of everything happening around you. And observe even your feet on the ground. Great for grounding, great grounding exercise. So you can do this for about 5 minutes, and it's great. Should you not be able to go out of the house, go in nature, you can do it wherever you are. Walk in your sitting area. Just walk next to each other and breathe. At this point, I'm just going to take a small diversion into breath work. You can have two kinds of breathings that you do because, especially when you're walking together and when you sit opposite each other for the last one, these kind of breathings will help. The first one is you just breathe. You breathe together and let your breath do what it's supposed to do. The second way is where you consciously breathe alternate breath. So when I breathe in, my partner will breathe out, and when my partner breathes in, I breathe out. The alternate breath is a more um, intimate breath. The first one, where you just breathe, is the starting of the breath work. I've seen that even when you start with the first one, automatically as you breathe for quite long, 5, 10 minutes, or sometimes even immediately, you both of y'all get into a rhythm. So, what that rhythm is, you both will discover as you breathe together. So, yeah, you can either just breathe or you can do the alternate breath. Alternate breath needs some practice. So, the third one is the standing up breathing. So, we have done a sitting, we have done movement, and now we do a standing breath technique. So, you stand opposite each other, hug each other lightly, don't hold too tight or too loose, or try not to put the head on each other, at least in the beginning, because that kind of gets into role assignment where one person is supposed to put the head and the other person is to take the weight of the person putting the head. Over here, both are equal, both are complete, both are able to carry their own weight, and both can walk together. So when you come together, you're walking to your greatness. You don't need to put your weight on someone else. So in the technique, we consciously not put the head on each other. Again, let me say this, I'm not against putting the head on each other. But for this technique, don't do it. Other times, do what you feel like doing. That is fine. So stand. The best positioning is heart to heart alignment. That is my left side and my partner's left side are aligned. For that, you will have to place your left foot in between the partner's left foot so that you are both kind of aligned at the heart. So do that and then breathe 7 breaths. Okay. The fourth one is just sit together and breathe. I like this a lot because I've seen even people who have done this, they, this thing that silence speaks, that feeling you will understand when you do this breathing together, where you just sit next to each other. You can, but you breathe, both breathe. You can watch the sunset together, or you could just see it, breathe together for a few moments, have a cup of tea, sit together, breathe. The idea is to consciously breathe. It's amazing. You will understand this full saying when it says silence speaks. Okay, and the last one is you sit opposite each other. You look into the eyes. You can look into one eye, both the eyes, or the center of the forehead. And you place your palms over each other. So the right, it's like this, the right and the left. So the left is facing up and the right is facing down. Yeah. So automatically, my partner's right would be facing up. So facing down. So his hand, or you can work this breath work with anyone. It's not necessarily just his. Could be your mother, could be your father. That person's hand will come here, and the left, which is facing up, will come underneath my right hand. So you place like this, sit opposite each other. If it's difficult to sit on the floor, I like sitting on the floor and doing this. If you find it difficult to sit on the floor, then sit on the chair. When you're sitting on the chair, even your knees will touch, like your full knees will touch. It's amazing. So sit opposite each other, look into one eye. I avoid looking into both the eyes, it becomes too distracting. One eye is good, so you look into either one eye, or look in the center of the forehead, hands in this position. So there's contact with the hands. And then just breathe 7 to 8 breaths. So with this, I'm like done with 5 positioning, 5 movements with breath. Each one gives a subtle different experience, or a completely different experience. Try it out. Do let me know your observations, what comes up for you, what opens up for you. I am very excited to know how this goes for you. So do let me know. With this, I am going to stop for today. Have a great day. Have an amazing day. Breathe, be in your body, and have a great day. Bye for now.